beautiful friend. Thanks so much for joining me today. Getting into full splits can be fun, and we're going to make it fun today. Hanumanasana, full splits. So we're going to start this practice laying down on our backs. Legs out long, tucking the shoulder blades. While this is a hard pose, this class will probably be more like stretchy. It's definitely not going to be a powerful flow. But when we start stretching, we start sweating. We start detoxing those muscles and the body responds. And that's what we want to happen. Once you get here on your mat, go ahead and just set your intention. Noticing the air around you, noticing the sounds going on. Maybe taking note of the feelings in the side of the body, the way the breath is moving in and out. When you feel good with that, we're going to go ahead on an inhale and we're going to pull that right knee up towards the chest. You can go ahead and interlace your hands and pull that knee deep into your chest. When it feels good, we're going to release our grip of our hands. We're going to straighten through that right leg and we're going to find a dorsiflex. So that means that it looks kind of like a dolphin fin, right? We got our plantar flex where it is straight and pointed like a ballerina, and then the dorsiflex is pointed towards the face. So most of this practice, we're stretching the hamstring, so we're going to want that foot flex towards the face. If you want, you can interlace your hands here behind your thigh. And once you get here, begin to just play with straightening the leg here. Getting these stretches in here. It's just like a very passive way to stretch the muscles. If it feels good, you can walk your hands up, maybe up to your ankles or maybe even grabbing for your foot. Whatever feels good here. Just breathe into that tight leg. And we're going to open up this leg. So bring the left hand on that left hip to make sure it stays down. And just open up this right leg over towards the right. Still keeping that flex in the foot. Really feeling this in the hips and in the hamstrings. Breathing. We're not holding or clenching our breath this whole practice. We want the nice steady inhales and exhales here. Now we're going to bring this leg all the way across the body. Coming in sort of a supine twist, except we're trying to keep this right leg straight as possible. If there's a bend in it, that's okay. And if there is a bend, try moving your hand to your knee and see if you can straighten there. Not as concerned with both shoulders being on the mat here because we are stretching into the hamstrings. So wherever the hamstrings feel the deepest stretch is what we're going for today. And breathing. Nice inhales and exhales. And we'll bring this right leg back to center, hug it in. Maybe noticing the difference of when you hugged it in the first time. And go ahead, send it out long. And left leg comes up. Give it a nice hug. Take note of how it feels here. And slowly we're going to straighten that leg and take our hands behind the thigh. And when it feels nice, you can try to straighten through that leg, keeping that flex in the foot. If it doesn't straighten, that's okay. We are dropping what it looks like and we're going for what it feels like. We are going for a hamstring stretch here. So as long as you feel that in your hamstring, you are doing this correctly. I'm going to open this leg up to the side here. Same things, right hand on right hip to make sure that it stays down here. Straight left leg. And just finding what feels good here, making sure we're stretching through the hamstring. Making sure we're breathing. We're not holding or clenching that breath. And here we go. We're going to take this leg all the way across. So if you need to bring your hand to your knee or your shin here, or even your thigh, be my guest. Oh yes, but you should feel this all down the left leg, keeping the dorsiflex, so keeping that foot flex towards your face here to get into those hamstrings. Breathing here. Excellent time to make sure you are breathing into your belly. We're in a little twist here, so it's a nice digestive massage, little detox happening. Amazing. And slowly we'll peel ourselves back and hug that left knee in. Noticing the difference of how it felt from the first time that you hugged it in. There should be a noticeable difference there in that feeling. Oh yes, very, very nice. We're going to go ahead and come around and meet in an all fours position. So once we get here, we're stacking these hips over the knees and the shoulders over our wrist. We're just going to take a few cat-cows here. If you want to do these with your own breath, matching them up to your own rhythm, be my guest. Otherwise, we're going to drop the belly, lift the chest on our inhale. And on the exhale, we round through the spine, curving it here. And inhale, we come back around, chest lifts. And exhale, we round, starting from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, round. Inhale, the chest lifts. And exhale, we round. Very nice. Meeting back in our all fours position here. We're going to tuck the toes and send them back. I'm in a nice high plank here. Rock forwards and backwards. Pushing through the shoulders here. And then we're going to hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat, however you want to get there. First forward fold of the day, and we're going to enjoy it. So go ahead and take a nice halfway lift. Nice long lengthened spine here, spreading the hip bones. And on an exhale, we will fold. Keeping the legs straight here, just allowing the upper body to hang as it does. We're not forcing anything. We're just trying to stretch through the hamstrings here. We're not too worried about any other looks or what this should look like. We're literally going for the feel. What can we do to make the hamstrings become active so that I can stretch them? Maybe a little bob up and down, gentle, should not be exaggerate. Nice straight legs. Inhales and exhales here. We're not holding or clenching that breath. Inhale, half lift. Oh man, exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll root to rise, peeling ourselves up. Head and neck come last. Roll the shoulder blades back. Reach the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Put a big grin on your face. You beautiful yogi. And inhale, arms up. Go ahead, take the gaze up. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, we plant the hands and step the feet back, coming into plank. Lower down the knees. And then the chest and the chin. We're going to pause here just a second. Gaze is forward. Feeling into that back. And exhale, we come through. Little baby cobra. And exhale, we fold. Go ahead and push back. And everybody meets in a downward facing dog. Once you get here, go ahead and pedal those feet out. Stretching all through the hamstrings here. Should feel really, really lovely. We've already stretched them out a little bit, so it shouldn't be brand new for the legs here. They should be a little bit prepared for this. And see what happens when you try to put both feet down and press both heels into the mat, pressing equally through the shoulders, lifting through the toes. Just seeing where we are. On an inhale, we're going to lift the right leg up, three-leg dog. Square the hips, point the toes, and then roll forward, bringing that foot in between the hands. Lower down that back knee and allow yourself to rise up. Low lunge. I want you to bring your right hand on your right knee and your left hand on your left hip. Breathe. We are focusing on these hips, this opening here. So we're pressing with the left hand to flex through the hip flexors here. We're also deepening that stretch by pushing that hip forward. This right hip provides the stabilization for us. Breathe. No holding or clenching that breath. And when it feels good, we're going to push back, coming in for half splits. So you can bring your hands to the mat and then pull that right hip back. Dig in that right heel into the mat. Normally, I offer a bent knee here, but I'm going to challenge you to straighten through that knee and really pull that foot towards the face. Pulling that right hip back, making sure the hips are square here is going to get that stretch that we're looking for. Keeping the gaze forward will also deepen it by keeping the spine straight instead of rounding through the spine. Breathing. I'm going to roll back through our low lunge here. Pushing through the hips with the hands on the mat here. Just pushing down as hard as you can. Getting that stretch. We're going to tuck these back toes. And here we are, little high lunge, but we have our hands on the mat. We're going to straighten through this right leg and maybe step it back a few inches, coming in for our triangle pose here. If you want to, you can lift your hands up, but we're going to stay down in order to stretch through the hamstrings because that's the goal today. So making sure that right knee is straight, making sure the hips are square here, and folding over this front leg. And breathing. We're not holding or clenching that breath. And we're going to plant the hands, come up onto the back toes, and send this right foot back. Down dog. Let's go ahead and take a vinyasa. Or you can stay here, it doesn't matter. Plank, lower down chaturanga, up dog, and everybody meets down dog. Beautiful. Once you get here, left leg sweeps up, 3-leg dog. Square the hips, pressing equally through the shoulders. Inhale, roll forward. Plant that left foot in between the hands. Lower down on that back knee. And we'll allow an inhale to rise us up. Bringing left hand to left knee, right hand to right hip. Gazes forward. Oh yeah, you got a big smile on your face here. Feeling into these hips, it can be very frustrating, so we have to laugh about it. We can't take it so seriously. Reality says we are literally just trying to get into a full split, and we shouldn't take it so seriously. It should be a fun journey to the split. Go ahead and bring the hands down to the mat and push back, half splits. Flexing the foot, keeping the hips square, nice long straight spine. The more you dig that left heel into the mat and pull that hip back, the deeper that hamstring stretch will be. Breathe. Send that love to those tight, tight muscles. Send that breath. Allow the breath to open that muscle up. Really feeling into these legs. We're going to roll forward, keeping the hands on the mat, pushing through this low lunge. As hard down as we can press here. And breathing. We're not pressing and holding. I'm going to tuck the back toes, and here we are in our high lunge with our hands on the mat. And we're going to straighten through this front leg, maybe bring it back a few inches. Making sure the hips are square here. Straight left leg, and we're folding here. Folding as deep as we can over this left leg with that straight knee. Pulling that left hip back to square those hips off. Very nice. Plant the hands, come up onto the back toes, and send the foot back. Down dog. If you want a vinyasa with me, be my guest. Otherwise, you can stay in down dog. Whatever feels good for you. Everybody meets in our down dog. Once you get here, go ahead and sweep that right leg up. 3-leg dog. Open up those hips. Big open hips, straight legs. Full splits here. And roll forward, bringing this foot to the outside edge of the right hand. You can leave that back knee lifted, or you can lower it, whatever feels better for you. We're coming in for our lizard here. I'm going to keep mine lifted. We are coming in for pigeon next, so if that helps you make your decision. I'm going to take this right hand on my right thigh and just push just a little gentle pressure here. You can come onto the outside edge of that right foot if that feels nice for you. Just allowing these hips to get all nice and stretchy. Breathing. And I'm going to lower down my back knee, and I'm going to heel toe this right foot all the way over to the left hand. Come in for my pigeon here. So this right knee is coming where the right hand was. Sit up nice and tall here. Breathe. I am going to let us come down, but we're going to stay upright for just a second. So just bear with me. Sit up, flex through those hip flexors. Feel this. Breathe. And then we'll walk the hands coming down to the forearms, or you can stay lifted, whatever feels good for you. Just breathing here. Maybe closing the eyes down. Allow yourself to fully feel what the body is speaking right now. Keeping that right foot flexed. Slowly, we'll pill ourselves up. We're going to try to reach around for this back leg. So if this is new for you, we just kind of pick it up. See what that feels like. Maybe try to grab it with this left hand. Just a nice little pull. See how it feels. And release. We're going to have that toe tuck. Plant the hands and send this leg back. So we're taking hip circles with this right leg. So go ahead and take hip circles one way. And then reverse that circle. Go the other way. She'll feel lovely after that. Lizard and pigeon. Beautiful. Foot plants, and you can vinyasa or you can stay in down dog. Just listen to your body, whatever it's asking for. And everybody's going to meet in that down dog. Nice releasing exhale here. Super beneficial. And inhale, three-leg dog with that left leg. Square the hips, open them up. Straighten the legs. Full split action here. And roll forward and step it to the outside edge of that left hand. The option is you can lower down on that back knee if you want. Otherwise, we're just going to rock a little here. Bringing that left hand to that left thigh. Deepening that stretch. Oh, yeah, should feel lovely. And slowly hands plant. And I'm going to lower down my back knee and allow this foot to come heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, all the way over to the other side. Beautiful. Flexing that left foot. Once you get here, grow nice and tall here. Nice, expansive, taking up space. Feeling that right hip flexor activate. Breathing. And slowly we can walk forward, coming down onto our forearms. And releasing over this left leg. Nice big inhales and exhales. The left foot is still flexed here. Slowly, we peel ourselves back up. You can look around for this right leg and try to pull it up, seeing how that feels here. Deepening that stretch. And release. Tuck those toes, plant the hands, and send the foot back. Three-leg dog. Go ahead and take those hip circles. Oh, yeah. Should feel very nice. And you can stay here in down dog, or you can vinyasa with me, whatever you would like to do. Everybody meets back in our downward dog. Nice big inhale and releasing exhale out the mouth here. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg sweeps up. Roll it through, step it in between the hands, lower down that back leg, rise up, low lunge. Oh yeah. Should feel way different this time. We should be way more open now. This should feel way more comfortable. And exhale back to half splits. Squaring those hips, digging that heel down, gazes forward, really stretching into those hamstrings. You got it. This is where we push in. Full Hanumanasana, if we would like to try for it. This is not the easiest thing, so just give it your best shot. Breathe. And when it feels good, we can come back through half splits and send the foot back. Oh yeah. Hands tuck, coming back in, down dog. Oh yes. I know. I'm warm too. Let's roll forward to vinyasa. Or you can stay in down dog. You don't have to vinyasa. Otherwise, we are all meeting down dog. Oh yeah, that felt great. It always feels good to open up like that. We have another side. Left leg sweeps up, three-leg dog. Roll forward and step it in between the hands. And lower down that back knee. And rise up. Low lunge. Should really feel good on this side. I'm JK, and this is not my good side, but that's okay. You know, we all have sides that aren't the best. We love them, and we try anyways. Just like life, there will be people in our lives that we find hard to love. We love them anyways, because that's what we embody. Push back, half splits. Square in the hips. Heel is digging towards the earth. Foot is flexed. Massive stretch through the hamstrings here. Breathing. And you got it. If you want to push in full splits, be my guest. See where we get on the other side here. Breathe. And very slowly we come out of these. Coming back through our all fours position, tucking the hands and the toes, and we slowly come back. Whew. Should feel interesting. Roll forward plank, look forward, lower down. Chaturanga, push up, up dog. Meet me back, child's pose. Ah, yes. Deep, expansive opening. And now we curl up into a little itty bitty ball. It's almost like the genie, right? He goes from this big, expansive, powerful genie into this itty bitty little living space. And now we're back in our itty bitty little living space. Breathe. We're going to slowly peel up. We're going to come in for a wide-legged seated position. So opening up the legs as far as they'll go. And once you get here, we're just going to do the sway left or right here. These legs are nice and open. They should feel lovely. Hi, Miss Kelly. Gonna come say hey? Yeah, say hey. Temporary, but it works. So, and you feel good. We're gonna lay over this left leg here. So no side bends, we're just stretching. Once again through the hamstrings. Maybe giving that foot a massage, or that thigh a massage, or the calf a massage. Peel up, turn the body, and we're going to fold over the right side. Slowly we peel up. We're hinging at the hips, coming forward, making sure the feet are pulling back here. Breathing. Slowly we'll peel up. We'll bring these feet together. Oh yeah, cobbler pose. Go ahead and butterfly those legs. Maybe opening up the feet like a little book here. And when you feel good, we're going to fold. We're going to leave the elbows to the knees to press through the knees while we fold, using the feet as our pull bars almost here. Beautiful. Rise up. Pull the knees together. We're going to rock and roll here. And we're going to meet on our back. So if you don't want to rock and roll, you can just meet me on your back. Oh, but this should feel lovely after all that work we've done. Once you get here, we're going to send the left leg out long and pull that right leg in. Notice how easy this right knee just pulls into the chest now. Amazing. Slide it over to the left side. Both shoulders are on the mat. It's our concern here. Gaze is towards that right hand. Left hand can come to this right knee if it feels nice. Just trying to keep both the shoulders on the mat. Trying to get the twist deeper. We got to leave the shoulders on the mat. And then we breathe heavy, deep breaths into the abdominal area, to the abdominal area. Breathing. Nice big inhales and exhales here. On an inhale, we come back to center. Right leg goes out long, hugging that left leg in, noticing how it feels, how easy it pulls up, and take it across to the right. Gaze goes towards that left hand. Both shoulders are on the mat. Right hand can be on left knee if that feels good for you. Filling up that belly here, getting the other organs nice and detoxed. And inhale it back to center. You can take Shavasana or you can meet me in an easy seat. We're just going to sit here and we're going to have some meditation time. Asana prepares the body for meditation. Please do not skip this part. The world is chaos. Can we take 2 moments of stillness and quiet in our bodies and our minds? Close the eyes down. Give yourself a pat on the back. Go ahead and offer your gratitude to yourself. Think of things that you are grateful for in this very moment. Allow your body to feel the stillness. Allow your body to experience peace. The world teaches chaos. We have to unlearn this, knowing this time is valuable for ourselves, because it does shed onto other people. Slowly bring your hands to heart center. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. I hope you found this releasing and expansive. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.